If you're trying to decide between building or buying a home, then you'll need to consider the pros and cons of both. And if you decide to build, then you won't want to miss what we have in store for you on this episode of Home Sweet Home. It's part 1 of our 2-part series on building. So don't go anywhere. More Home Sweet Home after this. I'm now joined by Paula Roper Bacchas. So we're going to be talking about building on this episode. Existing home, or I can build on a piece of land. What are my options?
Well, your options are varied. You have the choice of buying a residential lot and building on it. You also have the option of buying a fixer-upper and transforming it, renovating it as you see fit. The option of buying a property and just living in there, buying it ready done, nothing much needed to be done to it.
Okay, so that would depend on the person that's buying.
Exactly.
What are some of the pros and cons of each of those?
Okay, as it pertains to a residential lot, you get to design the property, design your home as you would like it.
Right.
Put in all the fixtures, all the amenities that you would like. As it pertains to a fixer-upper, you might not be able to get a residential lot in a particular location, but you're able to get an affordable home that needs work done to it. So in that case, you can buy the home and contact an architect, and they will do the necessary designs for you and make it into the home that you want it
from there. Okay, so if I am to buy a piece of land to build on it, what am I supposed to be looking for?
Well, number 1 is always location, location, location. As it pertains to the features of the property, it is the best thing to talk to an architect because he would be better able to advise you as to what can be done and design the home according to the location that the home is going to be in. As it pertains to renovating a home, the cost for renovation is varied because it all depends on what you want to be done to the home, what the finishes are going to be, how expensive or how high-end the finishes are going to be. So as it pertains to cost, I can't necessarily tell you that it will cost X. It all comes down to the homeowner, what they want. The time that it takes to renovate a home also varies. It depends on your cash flow, if you have all of the money to do a continual stream of work, or if you have to do a certain amount for that period of time and then you save and do another.
Right.
So it all varies, but let's say that you purchased a home. It normally takes from you decide that you're going to purchase the home to completion of the sale being closed, normally takes between 60 to 180 days.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, so that 4-month period, 2 to 4 month period, that is the whole process of closing off the sale. So let's say after you complete the purchase, you go immediately into renovating. That can take another 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
So from you choose a home that you're going to renovate, finish the purchasing process, and the renovating can take upwards of 1 year.
Okay. Typically, when I think of buying a house, I think of a realtor. Can I still contact you to buy land to build a house?
Yes, you can. We sell residential lots and commercial lots.
What's my first step when I'm looking to buy a piece of land?
Well, number 1, I always tell my buyers to be pre-qualified. Get your pre-qualification done. If you're buying through the National Housing Trust, go to the National Housing Trust, get yourself an eligibility letter. This just speaks to how much the National Housing Trust will be willing to lend you or loan you to purchase the property and get the ball rolling from there.
You mentioned looking for the right location when buying property. I know that location plays a big role in the price of a property. Can you speak to investing in property from that perspective?
Okay, as it pertains to location, it's always advised that, let's say you want to build a $40 million home. You wouldn't necessarily go in a community that doesn't have other $40 million homes to build your $40 million home. So I would always say, compare the other properties in your location and to see if they support what it is that you're planning to build. So if you're going to build a beautiful, lavish home, you want your home to be in a community like Cherry Gardens, Beverly Hills, Norbrook.
You want it to fit in, so to speak.
Exactly. You don't want it to stick out like a sore thumb. And then when it comes back to selling the property, your house, if it's in that area where other homes are comparable to it, you will get a better return on your investment.
Good. All right, so I've found my piece of land now that I want to purchase. What is the process after that?
Okay, the process is very simple. All you would need to do is to submit your offer to purchase that property. To purchase that property, the offer form should be accompanied by identification, TRN, your pre-qualification letter or your eligibility letter along with proof of address. After we receive all of these documents, I will personally draft your offer form for you. We will sit down, review it. If there's any changes that need to be made, we'll make those changes and then you would sign to it. After you sign to it, we would submit it to the owners for their decision, whether they're going to accept your offer or they're not, or if they're going to counter your offer. Let's say all things go well and your offer is accepted. The next stage is that the owner will send the offer form to their lawyer. Their lawyer will create what is called a sales agreement. When the sales agreement is prepared, it will be sent to your lawyer for review. When it is reviewed and everything is okay, any corrections that needed to be made are made, then you would sign and pay your 10% minimum deposit. After you pay your deposit, the owners would also sign and the sales agreement would be sent to the stamp office, and all this that we have agreed to would be certified and stamped off, and then the ball would get rolling. At this time, you would get a valuation on the property and you would get a surveyor's ID report done. And all of these, if you're taking out a mortgage from the National Housing Trust, you would take all these and all their other supporting documents to them for the approval process.
It sounds very long.
How
long does it usually take?
If you're using a mortgage, it normally takes 4 months.
And is that also the time in which, after that, I can start building on my land?
Yes. On completion of this whole sales process, you can start to build on your land.
So after I'm finished with you now, who are the specialists that I should be going to help me to transform that land into my dream house?
After you have finished the sales process, I can always recommend a great architect by the name of Conrad Jackson to give you proper technical advice and assessment.
Well, lucky for us, we're actually going to be interviewing Conrad later today. But Paula, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Home Sweet Home. We've certainly learned a lot about the purchasing process when buying land.
Thank you.
When we return, we continue the discussion on building your dream home with architect Conrad Jackson from Lloyd J. Robinson and Associates. So don't go anywhere. More Home Sweet Home after this. Hi, Conrad.
Hi, how
How are
you,
you?
Kandi?
I'm well.
Not too bad.
Good to see you.
Same here.
So we're going to be talking to you today about building a house and your role as an architect.
It's my pleasure to have you, my dear.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go.
Kandi, welcome. This is one of the beautiful houses I've designed. This house is actually for sale, Kandi. So I hope you have enough money in the car to purchase it.
And get it and pay,
That will be fine. Let me invite you to the patio so we can sit down and have a chat.
I'm excited to see it and I am not disappointed. This is so lovely. Conrad, give us your thoughts on building from scratch versus renovating an existing home.
Okay. The difference, in my humble opinion, in terms of building from scratch is that the homeowner would have to find all of that money up front to be able to put that house from inception to end. Buying an existing house and renovating, if you don't have a lot of renovations to do, you could possibly move into the house and the house be moving ready. The renovations you could actually do over time as your pocket may allow. So depending on how much money you have at the time, you may be able to fast track it or you can do it over a period of time.
Okay, now help us to understand your role as an architect. What exactly do you do in the process of building the home?
Okay, the architect's role is as the technical advisor to the client. That person gives technical, unbiased opinion in terms of building and guiding the client as to what is the right process and route to go. So they are with the client from inception. They assist the client with preparing a brief, trying to ascertain what their needs are and what their long-term goals are and short-term goals. Also taking into consideration what their budget may be.
I need some clarification as to the difference between a contractor and an architect. Why can't I just go directly to a contractor and complete my vision there?
Okay, good question, Kenny. An architect has been trained professionally to design buildings to the specifications of both the building code regulations of Jamaica, the needs and wants of the client. Each client is different and each client has their own specific needs. The architect is the person who has the vision, who puts that vision to turn it into reality. The contractor is not quite equipped to do so.
Okay, so what does the contractor do then? What is his role?
The contractor's role is implementing what the architect has designed and doing it as per the specifications of the architect and per the specifications of the design.
How closely do the contractor and the architect work in the building process? And are there other people that come into play or other roles in this?
The architect works very closely with the contractor. Architect is usually the leader of the building team who deals with the contract administration aspect of it, which is the monitoring and supervising of the construction process to ensure that the contractor, what he's doing it as per the specifications of the architect and as per what is required by the client and the building code regulations of Jamaica. As it relates to the construction process, there are a lot of other disciplines that play a crucial role in putting together a house or a building in general. Apart from the architect, you have the structural engineer, the electrical mechanical engineer who deals with your lights, air conditioning, loading and that sort of stuff. The quantity surveyor who deals with the costing for the house, who can tell you from everything how much blocks, how much steel, how much sand is required to build a house and the total cost at the end of the day, the labor cost. And also a land surveyor who plays a crucial part from inception of the house to ensure that the boundaries of the land are within the confines.
Now, what is the process of making my dreams a reality? From the time I meet with you, walk me through that.
Okay, once architect meets with the client, you per se, yes, I may be asking a lot of questions that you may think may be personal questions. But when an architect does that, they do it to try to see what is your personality like, what are your needs, because every client is different. Once we have completed a comprehensive brief for our client, then we start to put our designs together. Once we have come up with the initial designs, we then meet back with the client more than once to ensure that whatever it is we're designing will meet their needs and desires. Now, once the client has said, listen, I have $80 million to do this house, the architect can assist the client from early out to design something based on your budget. And it has been approved by the local authorities. You have 2 years in which to start building.
So who sources the other consultants that you mentioned previously?
Well, the architect can source other consultants on behalf of the client. So, like at Lloyd J. Robinson Associates, we have a team of persons that we work with, and we'll be more than happy to assist the client to source all those persons as a one-stop shop.
Okay, so as the client, the only thing I need to do is come to you, and then you will advise me from there forward. I don't need to remember to do all of the 10 or 20 things you listed just now.
No, ma'am. The architect is your guide.
Okay, well, with that being said, I'm excited to see the rest of this house. So we're going to take a short tour.
Yes, there are some special features of this house that I think you'll find captivating.
Oh, fantastic.